guys, welcome to another episode of Haunt Talk. On today's episode, we are going to be reviewing 100 Acre Manor. We basically always go here first because it's the only haunted house that's open on, what was it, September... Today's the 10th, we filmed it last weekend, so yeah, it was the first weekend in September is when it opened up.
7th?
Yeah, I think that's correct. It was September 7th, I do believe. Well, whatever. First weekend in September. So we always go to it because it's open first, and it's good. So yeah, we're going to be doing a review of this last year. Yeah, we're going to do a review of it this year, because we did one last year, and it was the first one as well. So we're also going to be kind of comparing it to last year's experience. So this haunted house is, they consider it a multi-haunt attraction, but the haunted house itself is really 6 attractions in succession within one giant haunted house.
Yeah, it's not like you can jump from different one to different one. It's basically, they're just all kind of blended in together.
And I know some people tend to get confused by that. They think that it's like a multi-attraction haunt, but it's really one big attraction, which I kind of prefer.
Yeah.
It's this one line, which we'll talk about that later, after you stand in. They also offer a couple other things. There's a buried alive experience, a maze you can do now. We did not do those things. They also have 2 escape rooms, so we are not going to be rating it on that. We're just rating it on the main haunted house experience, because that's what most people there are going for. I don't think there's anyone in line for the maze when we were there, actually. But yes, we're just reviewing it on the haunted house. So, we'll get into our categories. The first category being sets and props. Sets and props, especially sets, this place always excels in.
Yes.
It's just scene after scene of detail. I mean, there's, like I said, there's only one section in this haunted house that's not just, like, decked out from, you know, ceiling to floor and all kinds of detail. Like...
Right. It's kind of like a segue, like, area, so it kind of doesn't even need that kind of stuff.
No, it's just, yeah. But, I mean, the rest, oh, it's so insane.
Yeah, I mean... I'd love to walk through this haunted house without, like, any actors, just so I can see the details. Because it is really hard to see that kind of stuff, you know, when you're trying to walk through and you're getting scared and everything like that. Because there's just so much that goes into each scene. It's really great. Yeah,
it really is. And one thing I kind of noticed, I did more this time, is because I know a lot of times, like, when I go into haunted houses, you're kind of almost looking for the actors, which kind of can ruin the fun. But I really focused more on the details in the room, because there was a point where we kind of got in a giant conga line. They were insanely busy, by the way. This was the second night they were open. Holy crap. Holy crap, are they busy. But even then, I was still getting scared, because I was actually, like, there's so much detail, I couldn't help but kind of be in awe of some of the stuff, you know, and there's quite a bit new, it seemed, this year.
Yeah, it seemed like they really, like, expanded some of the stuff.
Because there's only one different section, and that also brings us into kind of our one and only complaint, is a couple of the sections, well, just 2, Voodoo and the Curse.
Yeah.
They're so similar that we didn't really know where one began and one ended. Because it's both, like, black magic stuff, but one's more swampy, and one's more, you know, not swampy. So, that was the only thing. I would like to see the themes a little bit more differentiated, I guess. That would be my only real complaint with it. But, I mean, that's a pretty minor complaint, because, like, it's pretty awesome, the theming.
Yeah,
so so the score we're going to slap on it is going to be 9.5. That's what we're giving this. Said it was near perfect. Could be a little bit improvement with a little bit more variety between those 2. But I mean, like, again, real close to being about as perfect as you can be.
Yeah. All right. So our next category is gonna be actors.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, they really stepped it up this year. Last year, they didn't get that good of a score, because there just wasn't a lot of actors at all when we went. And that was one of our biggest complaints last year, was there wasn't any actors.
Yeah. And the ones that were there were okay. They weren't bad. They were pretty good, the ones that were there last year.
Yeah.
But this year, man, there were so many, and they were all so good. They had lines. They would talk to you.
Yeah.
Because it was cool. There were some that weren't even there scary. They were just there for scene building, which I like when a place can even afford to have that many. Because you don't need spooky booga booga, like, every time.
Like some of them were, like, interacting with each other just to, like, just set the scene, and then a scare would happen, because you'd be so distracted by them, like, talking to each other. You're like, what? and all of a sudden you get scared. And then just like the lines they were using and phrases, you know, most haunted houses have like very generic phrases and stuff. Right. Like people hate when like you go in and they just scream, or if somebody even says boo. There is a scene in there that actually it's very appropriate for them to go boo, because they are quite literally a sheet ghost.
Yes, because there's a theme that's actually themed after Halloween, which, by the way, we'll back up for a minute to the themes. Last year we didn't like that theme very much. It kind of was but this year they really nailed it. It really felt like you're in a Halloween party. Like, and that part, it was actually the shortest section of the house, it seemed. But it was so whimsical and fun. And yeah, there were like sheet ghosts in an attic scene, and they would go boo at you like that. And it was great.
It was great. It was just, it really fit the part. And there was also a girl throwing a temper tantrum because she wanted to go home, and they wouldn't let her go home because she was at this Halloween party. Yep. And she literally just stood there and went, "I want my mommy," and she just kept saying it over and over again, throwing a temper tantrum in the corner. And it was just very unnerving and strange, but it was great.
One of my favorite, now because you saw more of it, the "I hope you get sick" lady.
Oh yeah, okay. So there's one of their themes is the Black Plague and Jack the Ripper.
Which is my favorite theme out of the whole.
Yeah, so you got like the plague masks and all that fun stuff. Jolly old London, you know, all that. Well, not very jolly, but
yeah.
There was a woman, and she kept yelling at us, and she's like, "I hope you get sick," and "I hope you die," and all this other stuff, saying, you know, we get the plague. Well, she had like kind of followed us as we were walking, and there was like kind of like a cut through a wall or whatever, and she came over to that area, and she started saying that phrase again, but then she started like coughing like she had gotten sick, and she's like, "I hope you I hope you get sick," and then she just kind of collapsed and like died.
Right.
And it was really great and fun, because like at first she was telling us, "I hope you get sick," and then, well, she ends up getting sick. But it just fit the theme so well.
There are so
really
many,
great.
And the creepy alien guy, that bodysuit, he's just so creepy. There's so many good actors, cute actors. We're giving them a 10. Absolutely, pretty much perfection. Yeah, all the actors are great. Keep it up. You guys are doing a great job.
Yes.
Right. Moves us into our next category, scare factor. What we give it last year is a 7, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't the scariest, and a lot of that was to the actors, and a lot of props weren't working. We understand we went early last year too, but like, it just wasn't. But most of the time, every year prior to this, it hadn't been that scary. But they have improved a lot this year, and this really ties back to the actors.
Yes.
Creating this intense environment of just when you're not being jump scared, you just get this anxiety because people are just like freaking out, or just, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's, like, my favorite thing. It's hard to describe unless you go to haunted houses a lot, but, like, when you're in it and, like, you really start to forget about the outside world, and you just start to feel like you're going a little bit crazy, too. And that's when you know the haunted house is good, and it's starting to get into your skin a little bit. It's not because, like, not only are you, like, kind of, like, worried about people jumping out, you're literally just kind of starting to, like, you're nervous, and you're kind of, like, shaking a little bit. Kind of almost, like, the same as, like, a caffeine buzz or something. You're just like, oh, God. And it actually did that this year, so they definitely upped their the scares in that.
Yeah, so for that reason, we did give them a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, they definitely brought their A game this year. It's definitely, they had some really good spots they were hiding. Just the build up to the scares were fantastic. It was a huge improvement.
Mm-hmm. Very, very good. Yeah, very good. Right. Next category is value. So there's a lot of different options you have here. So your general admission is $23. Your VIP admission is $35, which we did because the line was horrendous. Mm-hmm. And for $12 more is actually pretty good for a fast lane ticket. And then they have a super VIP admission, which I'm actually a little bit unclear of because the website specifies skip the general admission line, which is the same as regular VIP, but you get a 100 Acre hoodie manor. Or, I'm sorry, you get a 100 Acre Manor hoodie with it, and that's $50. So essentially you're getting a hoodie for $15, which is actually pretty cheap for hoodies. So even if that's it, if you already thought maybe you wanted a souvenir from the place, you might as well just do that one because I don't know why. I didn't check what their hoodies are actually there, but most hoodies are at least $25. Like, at least. I mean, I know if you go to a place like Cedar Point, they're like $70. So, $15 for a hoodie if you're already going to do the VIP admission. You're like, you might as well do that. Now, they also have, now we're going to go over that we didn't do these things, but they have 2 escape rooms. Each one is $22. Each one is $22. Then they have add-on attractions, the Buried Alive Coffin Ride. That thing is $5. And they also have the Maze, which is new this year. And they used to have a maze in the house, but they got rid of it because of congestion issues and it just wasn't popular. People really want it back, so that's also $5. One thing I would like to see is like a combo ticket that would include all of these things instead of paying them all separate. Like give you a bit of a discount on each of these things. Not like, I know I'm not crazy, but like I think it would draw more people into doing the things if you just like, I don't know, like had a $60, $70 like combo ticket or something like that, so people could experience all of it.
Or maybe, like, add it to, like, if you get the VIP, you get to pick one of those things. Or something like that, you know?
Right, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And they also have, this is really nothing to do with value, but there's 2 ways you can park. You can park, like, on the side. They also have a wagon ride that takes you there. I don't know if the wagon ride is extra or not.
I think if you buy your tickets online, you get the wagon ride for free.
Yep, free with online purchase.
That's how it was last year.
Yep, so if you buy them online, you can park in the, like, it's further away, but they give you a wagon ride that's there. And it's a nice little wagon ride. We did it last year. We didn't do it this year.
Yeah. It's not scary or anything. Go through the little park that they're in, and it's kind of neat to see, and because it's all dark and spooky, and there's nobody else, like, on the road.
So it is kind of cool. I don't know. I enjoyed it last year, but value, we gave it a 9. Really good. It was about 30 minutes to get through it. Yeah. So yeah, really good value. It did increase, the regular admission increased $3 from last year, but the VIP in that stayed the same. So, like I said, really good value. Long haunted house, definitely worth it. No reason you wouldn't want to check it out because of price or anything. So now, the overall score.
We gave them a 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's well deserved because they really made everything really much better than last year.
Oh, exactly. Oh, yeah, for sure. Great. I was really happy to see it because I've never been there and felt disappointed. Yeah. I went there before and be like, well, that could have been a little better, but it was still really good. But this year, like I said, I mean, minor complaints here and there, but I mean, for the most part, it was pretty flawless, really. I mean, they did a really good job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely looking forward to going next year on the first weekend of September.
It's tradition now.
Right, pretty much. Yeah. So that I always really enjoy this one, but yeah. And as always, if you guys have a haunt and you are interested in having us come to review or have any suggestions, make sure you leave them in the comment. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and like this video. It helps us out a lot. Also have links to our Facebook page and stuff down below. Anything you want to add?
That's all I can think of.
Right.
All he said.
Oh, there's also a beer lounge this year at 100 Acres. Saw that others. Now, like, that's like a new haunted house thing. It's like they want to like make sure you have a place you can get drunk.
Yeah.
Just in case you're not having a good time, you can make yourself feel like you're having a good time.
I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, don't get drunk and go through a haunted house. Well, like, you can get tipsy and go through a haunted. Don't get drunk and go through a haunted house because don't be an asshole. The word, yeah. Yeah, that's how we'll end this one. See you guys next time. Don't be an asshole.
Yay!